From family events to volunteer opportunities to community happenings, there is a lot going on in your community. Learn about all the possibilities and opportunities on this episode of Community Hotline.
Hi, and welcome to Community Hotline. My name is Monica Weitzel, and we're here at Metro East Community Media in Gresham, Oregon. We're happy to have you join us today. And remember, if you like Community Hotline and want to be our friend, you can go on our Facebook page and like us there. Tonight, I am very pleased to introduce to you the East County Windwalkers. We have with us Regina Blake, who is the president of the East County Windwalkers. Welcome, Regina.
Thank you.
And Rick Catron. Did I pronounce that right?
Rick Catron.
Catron. I knew I said that wrong. The Vice President. Thanks for having us. Thanks for being here tonight with us. Now, the East County Windwalkers, I had never heard it until you walked into the studio one day and started telling me about it, Rick. This has been in existence how long?
Oh, a little over 20 years, probably 22 years.
That's a long time.
Yes.
Of course, I'm not from the East County originally, and I've only been, working out in this area for about 3.5 years now. But obviously, there's a lot of people who do know about this organization. About how many people do you have involved in it?
Right now, we're down. Our
Are you
membership
down?
is down. We're down to about 18. We've been as high as 30.
So maybe we can boost it up
Yes,
then here tonight.
yes.
So give me a little background about, if it's been around 20 years, there's some history there. Tell me about how the Windwalkers came about and exactly what an East County Windwalker is.
East County Windwalkers, we are Volkswalkers. And we started about 22 years ago. And the reason why we got our name, we picked our name because we live in East County, and it's windy.
Yes, it
and
is.
we walk.
Yes, it is.
So we call ourselves the East County Windwalkers.
Perfect.
And so we are a Volkswalking group, and our main purpose right now is to put on walks for people to enjoy.
So obviously people can get out and walk on their own anytime they want to. So what's the benefit of walking with a group?
Well, the benefit of walking with a group is camaraderie, okay? And then it's the idea of you can walk more. If you walk and talk, you don't realize how far you've walked.
Right. It's not something you feel like you have to do. It's something you enjoy doing.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
What about safety factor? Rick, would you say that's a factor too, just having people to walk with?
It is. Some people feel more comfortable walking with others. Our walks are designed for all ages.
Good, okay.
But we typically have people that are middle-aged, a little older, but we love to have kids. And we try
with their parents, preferably.
Yes, and we try to get all ages out for the walks.
Good. So how long have you been involved in the organization?
I've only been doing this for about 2 years,
Yeah?
and I sort of stumbled across it. I'm not what you'd call a gym body.
I
But
like that.
I needed to do something, and it turned out the East County Windwalkers were doing a walk in Happy Valley.
Okay.
And I learned about it, and I came out for the walk, and I got hooked right away. I really didn't think I'd get hooked on it.
Right.
I thought it was something that seniors do. So this is not just a senior activity, but I was really amazed. The walk was interesting. I felt welcomed. That was so important to me.
That is important.
And I brought my 17-year-old nephew with me at the time, and he enjoyed it.
Did he?
Yes, he did.
So these walks they're all different locations? You don't always go to the same places, or do you have regular walks that you go on?
We have two different types of walks. We have what are called traditional or event walks, which are typically 1, sometimes 2 days. And they're at a very specific place just for that 1 or 2 days.
Okay.
But all clubs have what are called year-round walks, or seasonal walks in some cases. And those are walks you can do 365 days a year, or maybe seasonal from April 1st till the end of October.
And the weather's a little better.
Yeah. We're very lucky. We have about 100 year-round walks in the Portland, Vancouver metro area. We're just one of several Volkswagen clubs here.
So you have certain walk routes that you have mapped out?
Yes.
And is it based on length? So say somebody wants to do a walk, they can...
Yes, we have
that
two,
work?
basically two two lengths that we do. One is the 10 kilometers or 6.1 miles.
Okay.
And the other is 5 kilometers or 3.1 miles. And the walks are designed to be interesting and also safe. And they're designed so that people will come and sign in, because we have a waiver that they have to sign.
Okay.
And then they, for the year round, they get the instructions in the map, and they just can go out and walk.
Oh, okay. So they can walk on their own or with
Yes.
a group of
Or
people.
with a group. And you have all day to do the walk.
Oh,
So it's not like,
there's no pressure.
no, it's non-competitive, so you have all day to do the walk. We try to make the walks interesting, like I said before, and take people places where they may not have been before.
Nice.
So we have a walk out of Mount Hood Medical Center that's called the Walt Morey Walk, and we go across onto the campus of Mount Hood Community College, and then if you go across the street of Stark, there's a Shell station on 257th
Right,
and
I
Stark.
know where that is.
If you go back up behind that Shell station, there's an old cemetery.
Is that right? I didn't know that. I
People
love
don't know
walking
that.
through old cemeteries.
And there's a lot of, it's a pioneer cemetery. And people
There's a
don't
lot
know
of
about
really
that.
old
Yes.
tombstones to look at. That's
Yes.
always really
Yes.
interesting. Well, that'd be a great walk. What's your favorite one? Do you have a favorite?
No, I don't.
No? No?
I
How
can't
about
think
you,
of-
Rick?
There's all different kinds of walks.
Yeah.
Some walks are urban, some are country.
So it just depends on what you like or what
Depends on your
appeals to you.
mood.
Yeah,
It
yeah, I
really
guess that
depends
would
on the
be-
mood.
Yeah.
And it depends on the season.
Okay, so it's springtime now, and there's a lot of gorgeous flowers out there. Where's a good place to walk right now?
Well,
Where's some place that your group has walked?
we just recently did the Walt Morey Walk.
Okay, which
And
was
I
through
had
the-
not done that in 2 years. I had forgotten how interesting it was. A lot of the walk takes place in Troutdale.
Okay. Yeah.
So Troutdale has some beautiful parks, and Troutdale has a natural area, and this walk went up through the natural area.
This is a
and
great way to find out about the area
Yeah.
you live in, isn't it?
As a pedestrian, you see things at a whole different level.
Isn't that the truth?
It's very much the truth.
Yeah, yeah. I used to live in Southeast Portland and work downtown Portland, and I used to walk 3 miles to work every day and 3 miles home. And it was so great, especially in the good weather, because I got to know my neighbors and I get to see areas, houses, and trees and flowers and things that I'd never would have seen had I been driving or even taking public transportation. It's a great way to connect with the neighborhoods.
Well, we're really lucky again to live in the whole Portland region. There's so many interesting neighborhoods,
Right.
not just in Portland itself, but here in East County, up in Clark County.
Right.
Lots of places to go walking.
So what are the benefits, do you think, of walking, besides the camaraderie?
The benefits are you're out walking, getting some exercise. Some people will lose weight. Not all Volkswagens lose weight. Because afterwards you go and eat.
Ah.
So,
So do a lot of people go out together
Oh, yeah.
afterwards?
Yes, and eat.
Yeah.
Just getting out and exercising, and it's not exercise. You're walking, so you don't think of it as
You
exercise.
don't, yeah, it's not something.
You're just
it's-
having fun.
It's not a chore.
Yeah, it's not a
so,
chore.
And walking is one of those great exercises that most everybody can do.
Everybody can do. Doesn't cost any money.
Doesn't put a big strain on your system
No.
like some other kinds of exercise would do. You don't usually have to get a medical okay to do it.
No.
It lowers your blood pressure.
Yeah, you
it's-
don't need a trainer.
lifts
You
your
can
mood.
just get up and have
Yeah.
some fun.
Yeah.
Good mood elevator.
Do people all walk at different paces, or
They do.
Yeah.
I actually walk at the same stride Regina
Yeah,
walks, and
so
I'm
you end up walking
a couple
together a bit.
inches taller than she is, but I'm considered a slow walker.
Shorter stride there.
But I think on average, if you're doing a 10K walk, which
Uh-huh.
is again 6.2 miles, most people can do that in 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
And if you're doing a 5K walk, half of that.
Yeah. It's not too much time out of your day. And
It's not too much time, and it also depends on what you're seeing. And like Rick said, we did the Walt Morey Walk last Saturday, and some of the group came back and they wanted to know who Walt Morey was.
Yeah.
Because we went by the Walt Morey School.
I was going to say it's a middle
The
school here,
yes.
right? Yes.
And people didn't know who Walt Morey was.
Yeah, I don't know who he is. I
He
know about
wrote
the middle
book-
school, and
He
that's
wrote
about
the
it.
book Gentle Ben.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Yeah, he wrote the book Gentle Ben.
Ah, see, I like
And
that kind of. I like that kind
Also in Volkswagen, we have what they call challenges. So people will buy a book with it where they can get it stamped when they do certain challenges. And one of the challenges they used to have was literary authors. And so that's why we took the walk around Walt Morey, so that people who are doing that challenge would come out and do our walk, and they can say, yes, I went by Walt Morey School. Then they figure out who Walt Morey is.
So these aren't physical challenges, these are,
No,
these are intellectual challenges.
And
Make it a little more fun.
It's a way to get people to do more walks. It's also a way to get clubs to put on more interesting walks. Because the more challenges you can have your walk meet, the more people you might get, because some are doing different challenges. So we have one called Honoring Law Enforcement. So if you go by a police station, people who are doing that challenge can get their book stamped for that. Carnegie Library, we have one downtown Portland. Historic churches, what's it called, the Frontier Deal, the store in 5th and Main, the old church. That's a historic church.
Wow.
And so there's just
fun.
all these different things that people can do.
What about friendships? You find you make some good friends?
Very much so. When I came into this, again, I didn't know anybody. I felt very welcomed in this club.
That
was important to me. And I wouldn't walk again for a couple months, but the next walk we did was another club-sponsored walk. And Regina's been walking a few more years than I have and knows a lot of people. And I started going to these walks on a semi-regular basis. I wouldn't know the person, but there's camouflage pants guy, or there's the lady with the loud blouse, or whatever. And
Or the loud laugh.
and you start to meet these people. And they look forward and they know you've come a little distance, and they always appreciate it when you come from out of the area. Some of our best walks are in some of the more rural communities, not the big cities. And we'll think nothing of getting in the car and driving a couple hours to go down I-5 or up to Washington State, or even further for a walk.
That's great. That's
So
great. And
you
to
do
see a
meet
part of
some
the country that maybe, just a part of the country you haven't seen.
Yeah.
Just our Pacific Northwest area here. What Rick said that you've walked longer than he has. How long have you been involved?
20 plus years.
Wow, that's a long time.
It's a long time.
So
And how
you're
long-
an avid walker then.
Well, no, I'm not.
You
Not
know?
really, no. And I've been involved with the club for 20 plus years. There was a period of time when I didn't really walk much, but worked on the walks that our club put on.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But, and
So you've been involved.
I've been involved. And then I got back to walking again, and when he came along, he's a walking fiend. So I started
good
doing more
inspiration to
walks.
get
Yes.
moving a little bit more.
Yes.
Well, it was nice to have a mentor.
Yes, I'm sure.
Because if I
I'm
didn't have a
sure.
mentor, I don't think I would have done what I've done, to be very honest.
That's great. So, we can't mention prices on our channels because we're non-commercial, but there is a small fee to be involved. Is that correct? And I can't say the price, but there.
Only if you're doing it for credit.
Oh, okay.
So, and doing it for credit means that you're keeping a record of in a book of how many events you've done, how many kilometers you've walked, and then you get your book stamped.
Oh, okay.
But if you're not doing it for credit,
You can just
there's
join
no-
It's
in.
free.
Okay.
And you don't
My favorite price.
Yeah, and you don't have to belong to a walking club to do the walks.
Oh, okay.
Anybody can come out and walk.
Okay.
And
well,
we encourage people to come out and walk.
well, tell me about this walk that you have coming up. You have something going on Mother's Day.
We do.
Tell me about that.
This is going to be fun. It's on Sunday, I believe, May 8th, if I got the
Right.
date
That's
right,
right.
which is Mother's Day. And we are calling it a Butte of a Mother's Day walk.
Which means that we're going to be
We're going to be
work on some
hitting a
buttes?
number of buttes here in Gresham. The walk is going to start at Linneman Station.
and which is right down by Club Paisano
It's
off of
right off the
Powell.
Springwater Trail,
Right,
right
right
off
off the
Powell, right behind where the old QFC used to be at 181st
Powell
and Powell.
Loop.
Powell, West Powell Loop Road,
Powell
that's
Loop.
right.
Right.
And our walk's going to start at 8 o'clock in the morning and go till 4 in the afternoon.
Wonderful.
And we're going to do a slightly longer walk just because of the route. We're going to do a 12K walk
Oh, great.
or a 6K route.
So whichever one you feel up to doing, or you start on one and can you just extend it to the other one if you want?
If you want to do both, you can. I think some of our
Okay.
walkers will.
Yeah, that's probably true.
But what's really going to be cool about this, Linneman Station will be open. It's not normally open to the public. So you get to see all the great historical displays in there on the history of the railroad here in Gresham.
That's great. And you I understand, were
Yeah, I was-
instrumental in getting that set up?
I work for the city of Gresham. I'm the city's park planner, and that was my project back in 2004.
Fun.
Very, very proud of Linneman
You
Station.
should be proud of it.
So
You should be proud of
we'll
it.
show it off.
So walkers will meet at Linneman Station at, what time you say, 8 o'clock?
It's what we call open entry. It starts at
Okay.
8, and you can go from 8 till 1 to start the walk.
So if I want to sleep in that day and I just happen to
And
show
some
up
people
at-
should.
Yeah.
And then you have till 4 o'clock to come back.
Okay,
We'll give
great.
you a map. We will give you walk instructions. The trail will be marked.
Wonderful.
You can walk by yourself. You can walk with others. You can bring a dog.
Wonderful.
Bring your
the kids in
kids.
a
It's a Mother's Day
stroller. and-
walk.
Yeah, that's right. That'd be a great family thing to
It
do.
is.
A really good family thing to do.
We're also going to go into the brand new pedestrian bridge, which just opened in January over Powell Road,
Oh, wow.
which
Oh,
goes
I
on
haven't
to
been
the
on that.
Gresham Fairview Trail.
Oh, good.
And then we will loop through a number of buttes. If you're doing the short walk, the 6K, you'll go just on to what's called East Hill Butte. If you're doing the longer one, you're going to get a little bit onto the Springwater Trail, go up on the backside of Gresham Butte onto one of the city's hidden gems. It's the Gresham Butte Saddle Trail,
Oh,
which is
great.
about a mile and a
Yeah,
half
okay.
long up in upland forest.
Wow.
And that will take you over to Butler Creek and go down the Butler Creek Trail.
Beautiful area.
And then onto the Springwater again.
Wow, that sounds like a great walk. And we're already out of time. I can't believe we're already finished up our 15 minutes so quickly. But we will have the information on the screen so people can know how to find out how to get hooked up with your East County Windwalkers group and the
Thank
Mother's
you.
Day walk. So that sounds like a lot of fun. And if people are interested, in finding out more or want to comment on that or have questions for you, we do have a Metro East blog site also. People can send questions to you, so you might want to check that out so you can answer those.
Thank you so
Okay,
much.
thank you.
Thanks for watching this segment of Community Hotline. Don't go away. We'll be right back in just a few minutes.